Hello, welcome to Humanity Chats. It's good to have you back with us. Today, we are going to be talking to a woman out of Spartanburg, South Carolina. Her name is Cathy McCabe. Hey, I am your hostess with the mostest. My name is Margie March. We do this, we get together, and we talk about everyday issues that impact humans. Cathy she used to be the city attorney of Spartanburg, South Carolina, and she is running for mayor in the upcoming election. She has done some wonderful things in her community, has served on several boards, and we will get to know her a little bit better. And so hold on tight. We're going to go get Cathy from the green room. This is Humanity Chats. If you're watching, let us know where you're watching from. Share this with your network, and we will get Cathy from the green room. Hold on tight. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Hi, Cathy. Welcome to Humanity Chats.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's an honor to have you. Congratulations on that ambitious goal that you have of becoming the next mayor of the city of Spartanburg. But before we get started on the conversation, we usually try to break some ice with our guests. And so I would love for you to share 3 fun facts about yourself with us.
Oh, that is such a good question. First of all, I've seen an angel, and that's a long story, but my sister and I saw an angel at the same time together, and it was not scary. It was a good thing. Another fun fact is that my mother was one of 10 and my dad was one of 7, and I have 54 first cousins. And that's a huge blessing, but you don't buy Christmas presents for all of them. And the third fun fact about me is that my sister and I are actually the same age for 4 days. We're born 361 days apart. My birthday's June 17th and hers is June 13th. So those are kind of crazy things, but that makes me who I am.
Well, we've gotten to know 3 things about you that we probably would not find on the internet. So Cathy, you are running for to be mayor of the city of Spartanburg. Why did you decide to do that?
Because I think that my whole life I've been a person of servanthood from elementary school. I was the homeroom representative. I was in clubs in my hometown of Columbia where we raised money for different things. I've always been a person of servanthood. And then I had the great experience of going to law school late in life at 37 with 2 small children, and coming back here to Spartanburg and being in a law firm where the city attorney was a part-time job, my law partner. And so as early as 1994, I started doing work for the city. And at the same time, I adopted Spartanburg as my home 39 years ago, and I was involved in lots of nonprofit groups, as you well know, and I understand the issues facing our city. And I really feel like that God has given me these opportunities and challenges to do more for my community. I was a city attorney, the first female city attorney, the first full-time city attorney. And I served the city for 11 years in that capacity. And 4 years ago, I retired because Jim and I have 4 children and 9 grandchildren. But I told him then that my relationship with our community, being a trustee for the Spartanburg County Foundation, being involved with as a commissioner of higher education, Boys and Girls Clubs, all the things I've been involved in, and my connection with the city, I just felt like that I have energy, time, and the ability to help serve our city in a really pivotal time in our history.
Well, thanks for sharing, Cathy. Now, I would have to ask you this question. I've been following the politics, and you are running against Jerome Rice, and he is also a great citizen of Spartanburg.
Absolutely.
But then you sent out a mailing, and I don't want to get it wrong, so I want to pull it up because it is on my phone, and I want to zoom in. It said that you were going to work on. Hold on, please bear with me. The title of the mailing was Cathy McCabe committed to funding our police. And so I wanted to ask you why that line. Is Jerome saying something different, or are you making a commitment to do this?
Well, first of all, that mailer that you're talking about is a piece that I did not produce, that I did not even see. It was sent out by the Republican Party. It was a piece that I had no input on at all. And this is an unfortunate thing because it's a nonpartisan race. But what happened, Margie, is that I spoke to any organization that invited me to speak. I've talked to book clubs, Sertona clubs, Kiwanis clubs, neighborhood association meetings. Honey, anybody that would give me air in a jug to get my message out why I wanted to run for mayor. And so apparently the Republican Party, I spoke at a couple of their events, never got invited by the Democratic Party. But I'd been there if they'd asked me. Anybody that asked me, I go to them. And so I had no idea they were going to endorse me. And I don't think Jerome is, as far as I know, Jerome is all about police as well. The piece could have been written about him, as far as I know. So you and I are both, when I saw it, I was like, I had no idea. And people called me about it, asked me why I approved it. I didn't approve it. I never even saw it until it came in the mail. So, and that's about transparency. And I'm telling you exactly what happened. And Jerome is just as involved and just as caring about the police. And this race is not about me against Jerome. It's about two candidates that love their community. And I have kept the high road and just talked about who I am.
Well, thank you for sharing that and for clearing the air, because I don't live in the city, but several people received that mailing, and I guess they questioned the validity of the mailing, and so I just wanted to make sure to give you that opportunity to explain why the mailing was sent.
I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did, because I've just explained how it happened, and my team said, "Well, what did you approve that?" And I never saw it till it hit the boxes. And that's what, unfortunately, that's what organizations that think they want to fund somebody, they do that, and we have candidates have no control over it.
Well, but Cathy, you have been working with a PR firm out of Colombia. When you filed your financial report, it indicated that you had paid that PR firm. And so did they have anything to do with sending that mailing out or crafting that message?
No, heavens no, because if we would have, I'd have been billed for it. Believe me. You're talking about First Tuesdays in Columbia. Marjorie, I've never run for office before. I have no idea about anything, except for I was trying to find somebody that could help me. And they had run several campaigns in this area. Will Rothschild was all taken up. He was going to run Hope's race. I got in touch with local people, but they were already taken. And so, but again, my team didn't have anything to do with it because I didn't get billed for it. I know what my bills are. I know the pieces that I put out. So, no, they had nothing to do with that.
Well, let's go to the lighter side, Cathy. I bet the people from your community would like to know you better, and so
wait. When you say your community, is it not your community too? Or are we in two different communities? I'm just trying to figure that out.
No, it is my community too, but I don't live in the city. I live in the county, so I don't get to vote.
I was like, whoa. me.
Yeah, I can only cheer from afar for what you and Jerome
I
stand
know, but
for.
you love the city. You do great things in the city. So that's why when you said that, I was like, what is she talking about? Okay.
No, no, it is our community, but as county folks, we're in the county. Yes, yes. Um, so let's go to some of these questions.
Okay.
What is your favorite movie?
You're going to believe this is crazy. It is A Walk to Remember. You
Hmm.
know, remember that movie? Okay. And the reason it's my favorite movie is because I have two granddaughters that live in England. They spend 6 weeks out of the year with me. And I showed them that movie when they were like 12 years old, Marjorie. One's 18 and one's 16. And every time, every summer, we have to have a Walk to Remember movie night. And we sit there and we all three cry, even though we know what's going to happen, that she's going to die of cancer and that he's going to, they get married at the end before she dies. But it has been such a bonding experience for me and my grandchildren. And so it's not the deepest movie. But it's the movie that has brought us so close together.
It has meaning for your family.
Absolutely.
Um, okay, so we're moving on to the next question. What is your favorite song?
The Ave Maria. I
Ave
was
Maria.
raised I was raised Catholic, and I still tear up every time I hear the Ave Maria. I pick it out. I mean, I played on the piano, and I'm a terrible pianist, but it's just to me the sweetest song in the world. So it's the Ave Maria. My mother, when I married my mother and walked down the aisle to the Ave Maria, I couldn't think of any better song. So um, I'm just, that's just who I am.
Well, once upon a time, I went to a Catholic school and I was in the choir, and so I sang Ave Maria. Sing. You never
And
know.
does it cheer you up still, or does it? This is a really special song.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, we're moving on to our next question. Viewers, listeners, we are getting to know Cathy McCabe. Things that we would not find out about her if we read the paper or tried to dig up stuff on the internet. And so, yes, our next question is to do with food. What is your favorite food?
Fried chicken livers.
Mm.
I love fried chicken, and I love gizzards too. And my whole family, I just do it twice a year, um, because they all think it's the most disgusting thing they've ever smelled, tasted in their whole lives. There's a place over in Anderson, Marjorie, that makes the best fried chicken livers ever. And we go on that during Christmas week because we have a little place over on the lake over there. And I'm going to get my fried chicken livers and gizzards if I can. So that's a bit weird, but the Sphinx has fried chicken livers. Did you
Oh,
know
it
that?
does. I had no idea.
They
Okay,
do.
okay. Now, now, Cathy, what book are you reading now, or did you read recently?
The Last Night in London by Karen White was the last one that I read. And because we have a daughter that lives over in England, and so it caught my attention, and it was an easy read. It wasn't anything. It's a good. It's got a little bit of romance in it, and it's got a lot of suspense. To the point that I was able to recommend it to my Jim to read because he likes a suspense novel, and it was pretty good. I try not to read too many heavy things. When I do read heavy things, like um, um, you know, but I have to have something soft in between. I cannot read hard stuff all the time. So I've always got I've got a pile on my table beside me, but that's the last full book that I've read.
Well, good to know. Good to know. And the next question tells a lot about you. Because usually when you answer to who your role model is, it's kind of a window into your soul. And so, who is your role model, Cathy?
Jesus Christ. There's no question about it. Every day I beg to emulate his life, to love my brother and sister with agape love. But unfortunately, I'm more like Peter. You know, Peter tried so hard. He was so human. Oh, he loved Christ. So yeah, I mean, that's who I try to be every day. And, I go to the church at the Advent. We have communion at every service. And every time I take communion, I feel so filled and so like ready to go to be more like him. But Marjorie, as soon as I turn around and get off that altar and walk down the aisle, that human person comes in. So, and again, I think that goes back to my going to Catholic school and my Catholic uprising and the spiritual part of my life. And it truly does drive me. And I don't always listen because I fight. I fight the things I feel like I'm being told. But anyway, when I listen, it's the best thing I do for myself and my family and my community. So, and that's not to be a trite answer either. If you went to a second level of mentors, it would have to be. I read every Green biography when I was a little girl. They were Green, and from my forefathers to Madame Curie to Molly Pitcher, all these books, and they were books that didn't show their flaws; that they showed their integrity and their character, and long ago I built on those before I knew that they were, I knew they were human, but those little books didn't teach you that. They taught you the really positive things that they had to offer for whatever endeavor they were in, whether they were forming the country or whether they were out in the field trying to serve the soldiers in the field and or trying to discover radiation and like Madame Curie did. I mean, so it's kind of a weird answer, but I'm a weird person.
well, we are getting to know you. This is Humanity Chats, where we get together and talk about everyday issues that impact humans, and we are our real selves here. And that's one thing that brings us all together in this world, and that is our humanity. So yes, we are listening to your questions, and we are getting to know Cathy McCabe. Now to something that I think we all identify with. Name two things that you like about South Carolina.
Oh my gosh, I love the fact that South Carolinians just have a special unity about them. They are proud to be South Carolinians. It doesn't matter really where they are. And the other thing about South Carolina is I love the that we have mountains, we have beach, we have Midlands. I mean, we really have it all, Marjorie. We really have it all. And when people say, "What's so great about South?" Oh my gosh, we've got the beach and mountains, and they're like looking at me like, "What?" But you know what I mean. It is a very special place, and it's particularly in Spartanburg, it's such an inclusive place. I mean, we welcome people. We enjoy diversity. We enjoy differences. We don't push people away. So I just think we have a really special state.
And if there were two things that you would like to change about your community or that you would like to improve about your community, what would those two things be?
Well, the first thing would be communication, and talking. We have, because if you don't have communication, it builds distrust, and we can't afford to have distrust, particularly in our local government, in our local areas, because the best we're going to be is when everybody's at the table together. It's not one group of person. It's not one family. It's not one whatever. It's all of us together. We've got a rich fabric in Spartanburg, a rich fabric. And we can't afford to have gentrification. We can't afford to have people feel like they've been left out. And there are lots of good things that happen in Spartanburg, but I've knocked on a lot of doors, Marjorie, and a lot of people are afraid by that. What are those? How many apartments are they going to bring? What does that mean for me? What's it going to mean for my family? What's it going to mean in terms of how much my property taxes are going to raise? Will I be able to afford to stay in my house things that all people worry about, just being able to keep their home place and be able to understand what's happening. So communication is a massive problem. And if I had the opportunity to be mayor, that's one of the things I want to do, is try to be that person that can calm the waters and us work together and make sure that people feel like they're engaged and included in major decisions in our city. So that's one thing. Another issue that's facing us is poverty. It is an issue that, if you look at the Racial Equity Index report of 2018 that Spartanburg County Foundation issued, along with Mayor Black Foundation, the Hospital Foundation, the United Way, and as a trustee for the Spartanburg County Foundation, that report of our city and the poverty and the lack of diversity. I mean, that we've got such health discrepancies. We've got lack of economic mobility. We've got lack of educational attainment. I don't know how anybody can read that report and not feel like we need to move the needle in those areas. But I've caught a lot of hell from people that said that report and the word equity is so wrong. I've been, people want to throw things at me about that Republican thing. I've been told by Republicans that I'm so far left, it's out of the realm. And I'm like, I have fought back and I've said, if you can read that report, I don't care if you call it equity, I don't care if you call it equality, I don't care if you call it pink polka dotted, I don't care what you call it. But if you can read that report and think we don't have to do something in our community, then your heart is made of stone. And I've been that blunt, because it is wrong for us to sit here and think that that's the way life should be for half of our community. And so that I am hugely interested in educating people on, moving the needle in those areas. And maybe my part would be very small, but a day with the mayor on the rail trail, a day with the mayor at CC Woodson to find out about blood pressure, a day with, whatever I can do, I would do it, Marjorie. Those are the two areas I'm most concerned about.
Wow, thanks for sharing. That was deep right there, and I'm grateful that you agreed to join us on the chat to show your human side and also to share your aspirations for I was going to say your community, and then I realized you would call me out again. So for our community,
our community. That's what I want you to do, because you are our community, baby doll. Don't you forget that. Well, take yourself out of our community.
Well, yes. Well, Cathy, thank you so much. Now I have to ask you this question. If you were to choose between fried ice cream and a peach cobbler, which one would you pick?
It would definitely be that peach cobbler with some vanilla ice cream on it.
Oh, so you're still going for a little bit of the ice cream.
Yes, but not fried.
Yeah, I did not know that was fried ice cream until I moved to South Carolina.
Yeah, I don't even think I've eaten fried ice cream, but I've eaten peach cobbler with vanilla ice cream on it, and that goes with the chicken livers, baby. Good.
Oh, okay. Well, Cathy, before we wrap up, I want to give you an opportunity to, if you had an elevator pitch, if the person did not know you, this was the first time they were meeting Cathy McCabe, how would you introduce yourself and what would you tell them about your aspirations?
I'd say I'm Cathy McCabe, and I'm running for mayor of the city of Spartanburg. I've been the city attorney, the first female city attorney, was an educator for 12 years before that, and have been intimately involved in my community. And I know the issues, the challenges that we are facing in our community, both socially and economically, et cetera. And I'm telling you that I want to be your mayor, and that I want to be your mayor because you deserve somebody that's available 24/7. And here's my cell phone number, 706-1845. That number will always be my number, and you'll always have the mayor's telephone number. And you deserve, as a constituent, to be able to get in touch with your local government whenever you need. That would be it.
Viewers, listeners, you heard can you repeat that phone number again?
706-1845. It's on every piece of material I've handed out. Every piece, Marjorie. Oh, I don't know how to do this. 706-1845. See
okay.
it?
Okay. Now y'all heard that. 864-706-1845. That's Cathy McCabe's phone number. She says she is accessible to you all. Thank you so much for joining
Thank
us
you.
once again. We enjoyed that rapport. Thank you for clarifying the issue with the mailing that went out. And
thank you for doing this. Thank you for your love of our community, and thank you for your doing this, and thank you for inviting me to be a part of your special things that you're doing on these podcasts.
Well, it's an honor always to have guests from all backgrounds join us and for us to just chat about our humanity. Viewers, listeners, we would have the opportunity to talk to Jerome before next week. And so stay tuned. You will get to hear from all your candidates. And it has been good being on your screens, in your homes, on your laptops, on your phones, wherever you are. But if you're watching this now, you know you've got to subscribe to Margie TV and you've got to listen to our podcasts, which are available on all the major podcasts. We talk about everything that impacts humans. And so we hope that you will join the 537 cities that are listening to us right now. Thank you, and we will see you soon.
Bye.